Hello students, I'm going to go over your geometry set and how to use your compasses and square tool, protractor to create your mandala. We're going to practice with the Seed of Life. You may have used compasses that have measuring tools on them in other classes. Those are great, I love those. The one that came in your art kit has one that holds loose lead and in this little container. These are nice. And then this one you can put a pencil or something a little bit larger inside of it, maybe a pen depending on how thin it is. Okay, so I just want you to kind of estimate 1/2 inch, maybe like the width of one of your fingers. We're just going to make a 1-inch circle. We're going to practice holding the compass in place. So if we have a 1/2 inch or even a 1 inch, that'll give us a 2-inch circle. So I'll widen it to about 1 inch, and I'm twirling it from the top, like right on the top. If you lose your spot, just put your needle right back. Okay. Now, after you have a perfect circle like this one, then I want you to take your protractor or your square tool, either one, and try to find, halfway diameter using that dot that we just made. Just kind of eyeball it. You're not a machine. You're going to do the best you can. So try to make sure it's completely vertical. If it's not, that's okay. And so I'm going to do 2 diameters just for fun. One going horizontal, one going vertical. And this will kind of help me out a little bit. Okay, so we know that this is the radius of the circle, so I need to place my needle point on the radius. So we are going to start with these 2 vertical points. Okay. So vertical points, we're going to create the vesica Pisces is what they call it. So make sure your radius is accurate. Measure it, and the more accurate it is, if it slid around, the better. Okay, so it might be slightly, see what happens. Okay, this is your practice. We're practicing the Seed of Life. I'm drawing very lightly in case I don't like any of my lines. So again, I put the needle point on there, and then I twirled the compass around in a circle. And we have this nice, beautiful archway on the side there. Side information on that. So, if you look, we started with 1 diameter. This is 2. This just shows you a little bit of geometry in it. It says 1, 2, and 3, playing with circles. Let's see if we go a little bit further. This is kind of where we're headed. The 6 around 1 right here. So it's just kind of a fun thing to look at. This book is great. You guys can come check it out if you like. It's even got shapes of sound inside of it, cymatics, which is also explained on the website. So let's keep going. Placing in the 2nd circle. So now that we have the 3 circles, what I want you to focus on now, we've already done these 2 points. So now we have 4 more points. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to mark those in a different color, you can. But always go back, check your radius, make sure that it's exact. Like if you want to put your needle back in, make sure that it lines up on the line, going all the way around. Okay, so now I'm going to place my needle on the 2nd point. Make sure it goes through the center. Make sure it's on there. Alright, so take my compass, and I'm going to, see, I moved my dot looking at the screen, twirl it around. Okay. There is a video in the website that does not have a hand. Eventually we will erase the first circle and the crosshairs. Okay, so next I'm going to place my needle on this dot right here. It goes through both. And again, we have 2 more. Place the needle there and make sure it goes through the center. Okay, now we just have one more. You can keep going. You can do more than 6. You can double it. Okay, so now we have just the basic seed of life. This is something that you can build on. You can do many more designs as it is explained in the lesson. So just use this as a basic template to keep going. You can take out and add in whatever you like. There's a lot of variations if you scroll through the lesson. You can find shape tools. You can add in more radiuses. You can use, a number of tools to go in and transform some of the shapes if you like. But that is the basics. So when you're done drawing this, you are going to pick a color scheme. So I have picked a warm analogous color scheme. I'm going to play around with something like this, and I was going to add a hot pink in there too, and possibly some ink before or after. So get your micron pens out and practice creating an ink design on top. There are so many transformations or variations that you can come up with, so do not have to do it this way. All right, I'll probably keep going. So we want to make sure we also demonstrate a lot of the shading techniques that we've used this year. So grab your pencil sharpener, sharpen your pencils. We want to make sure we have quality shading here. You are demonstrating your best shading. So I might leave some spots blank. This feels broken. So I will use gradients. pencil is broken. So I'll probably do dark to light. I can do dark to light on every other petal. It doesn't have to be any specific way. But we do have to repeat the sequence. Not very much luck. No, I might add in some cool colors. I'm not 100% decided. These are two completely different yellows. I know it looks the same, but they'll have some different purposes blending. This is just practice. You don't have to fully commit to this because you can obviously change your mind. Like, I think I'm going to add in this violet color into my center, or even a turquoise. And then we have to talk about ink techniques on top. Okay, so ink textures, I've used repetition of line, but one popular ink texture is stippling. So adding in some stippling to your design can be really cool. So you can mark your stippling gradients. And of course hatching, or maybe like little swirls or little circles. I haven't fully decided yet, so you might want to work on your plan before you commit to, or maybe you really know that you want to use little swirlies, whether it's just, at the tip of the shapes or whatever you want to do, or maybe you want to do a scale pattern. Maybe you want to add that in somewhere. Okay, those are 3 possible textures that I could add in. I could add in your design can just keep growing and growing. Pencil keeps breaking on me. Probably needs to go in the microwave. Okay. This is the more orangey yellow. I like the contrast of the warm and cool colors. So when it comes to art elements, you want to really use all of them. You want to use texture, you want to use value shading. Oh my gosh. Well, aren't I having a wonderful time with this? I just smudged it a little bit. It's probably fixable. Maybe need to give it another minute. Just color over it. Make sure your micron ink is dry before you go swooshing your paper around. So this does not have to just include patterns. You can add in objects, like you can draw pictures of actual things and repeat them in the shapes. This really signifies the center of your mandala. This is how detailed we want the 14-inch. So if you think about it, this is about 3 inches. So we're doing a 14-inch mandala, so you have to do all the layers. This is your first ring. Okay, so we'll keep going. I want you to work on this till the end of class. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So your entire paper should include definitions, your color scheme, radial symmetry found in nature. There's dozens of different things if you Google and do some research right there. There's so many ink patterns you can choose, and there's so many variants on the Seed of Life. So I'm just going to go ahead and label this. And if you're wondering why it's called the Seed of Life, there's a lot of biology on the lesson that will explain that for you.